People can do what they want." "The power just went out anyway," said the bigger boy, lifting his mask. It was Brian's cousin, Dominic Speller, who lived 2 doors down. He nudged the extension cord in the grass with one foot. Brian looked deflated. "I guess you win," he said, pulling the mask off. "Thank you," Livy said, although they hadn't done anything for her. She turned and disappeared around the side of the house. The baby was wailing when she got back, and she whispered a few curses into the close, dusty air of the curtained living room. The television and the air conditioner had been murmuring when she stepped outside, but they were both silent now, and the room was stifling already. She climbed the stairs and rescued the baby from his crib. He was red and sweaty, showing his few teeth in outrage, and she tried shushing and patting him as she came back down the stairs. Babysitting was all right, but there were easier ways to make money. She had another job waiting tables at the restaurant in the Lomath Sportsman's Club, the shooting range complex that sat at the junction of the Black Rock and Lomath Creeks. She preferred waitressing to babysitting, because it paid more, and she didn't feel bad taking her money at the end of the day. Mallory, the baby's mother, always wrote her a check and then asked her to wait to cash it, and then spent too much time apologizing. Livy carried the baby out to the porch, and to her relief, he quieted in the breeze coming down the hill. She persuaded him to nap in his car seat on the porch swing and sat beside him, pushing off gently with her feet, reading a book on dream interpretation she'd found in the bathroom. The baby's mother came home at 2 and was surprised by the blackout. She worked at a hotel half an hour away, and there'd been no problem there. She said it was typical, hinting at neglect. Lomath was the kind of place where problems like this appeared to fit into a grand pattern of municipal slights. Potholes multiplied in the roads, telephone poles tipped over in heavy rain, and were left dangling for hours before utility trucks came. Livy walked home, and then couldn't think what to do with the rest of her day. The quiet of her house, denuded of its electrical buzzing, made her restless. She was making a pot of coffee on the stove when her friend Nelson knocked perfunctorily on the door and edged into the kitchen. "Are you working today?" Livy said. "I was thinking of going to St. Stannis." Nelson poured himself a cup of coffee. He was tall and thin, half Irish and half Filipino, and had a faintly evasive manner with most people, although not with Livy. "Maybe. I thought you were going to be at the restaurant today." "No, I switched with the Saturday girl." "It always smells like shit at St. Stannis," Nelson remarked. "It's just the sulfur," Livy said. "It'll be nice. I'm sick of being hot." It was easy to persuade him. They borrowed his sister's car for the short drive to St. Stannis, which was a quarry and a broad, noisy creek out in more open country. A few concession stands and T-shirt shops painted in ice cream colors clustered along the road above the creek. They parked in a gravel lot and walked down the trail, waving away gnats and conjecturing about poison oak. "Is this it?" "No, too many leaves, I think." "Is this it, then?" The creek was full of swimmers and sunbathers, and Livy felt a kind of benevolence in the air. Old people and babies in swimsuits, a lack of vanity that suggested they were all off the hook for the afternoon. Livy was 16, and still trying to get used to herself. She had dark hair that failed to distinguish itself, and skin that did not seem to conceal her blood and bones as thoroughly as other people's did. She was growing uncomfortably fast, so fast that stretch marks had appeared on her knees and lower back, like invisible ink revealed by a fire. She feared this growth would continue indefinitely. As the weather got warmer, she'd outgrown her clothes and taken to wearing boys' T-shirts, the kind that came in packs of 3. Nelson set his glasses on a rock and pulled his shirt off quickly, one hand at the back of his collar, without any show of self-consciousness. He could be casual and fluid, sure that no one was paying any attention to him. Livy envied him for it. He dropped into the water. "Cold," he said, as if reprimanding it. Livy floated, looking up at the tall, flat-bottomed clouds. There was a low chatter all around them of water running and people talking in their encampments on the rocks. A couple of girls nearby.